And first off, I just want to say, I know some of the guys in the audience might not grasp the concept of bra sizing. That's fine. It's a lot to keep track of, and honestly, I don't think a lot of girls grasp it either, and that's coming from someone who worked at Aerie. If they ever tell you you're a D cup at Victoria's Secret, they are lying, and you are a B. I'm sorry. But just to put it out there, I was formerly an F cup, which, it stands for fuck my life. So I got them cut off. I got castration for girls. And you know, the surgery itself went well. They took me back into the OR. I was expecting like a flat, standard operating table, and it ended up being like a dentist chair with wings on it. So I was in this like gorgeous crucifixion pose. They crucified Jesus for being perfect too. So I'm lying there, and this old, wrinkled man leans over and he's like, "Hey, let's do this. You're gonna feel so much lighter when you wake up." And then I went under. And I woke up in the recovery room. The nurse comes over and she's like, "Hey, like, you've been awake for the past 30 minutes. You've been talking this whole time. This is just the first time you're aware of it." And I said, "Well, what did I say?" She said, "Oh, honey, you don't need to know that." So I lost 30 minutes of my life and 6 pounds of breast tissue. But life post-reduction has been fantastic. I don't regret it at all, except for I've been having 2 issues, not with myself, but with other people. The first being that I get terrible responses when people find out I've had the reduction. The first being, it's always a girl, and she's like, "Oh my god, like, you could have given me some." And of course I'm polite and I say, "No, diva, never change." You're perfect. But in my head I say, "Shut the fuck up. For God's sake, because I know you couldn't handle them, because I couldn't handle them. And they're not going to match your tan." The second response I usually get is like from a general audience, and they go, "What do they do with them after the surgery?" They're actually sold to fast food chains, and they're incorporated into Wendy's hamburger patties. So if we're going to continue with the Jesus metaphor here, I guess communion could be a 4 for 4 if you're reaching. If anyone's interested, you can come up and talk to me about that after. We can set that up with campus ministry. But my second issue is just, there's been like a massive uptick in the amount of people who think I'm a guy. Which is pissing me off. One of them being my anthropology professor at Lincoln Center last semester. Yeah, you know where this is going. She was fucking nuts. We had one lesson that was on queer terminology in discourse spaces. Specifically the term boy hole. Whatever you're picturing, just stick with that image and like, let's keep going. So I had her as a professor. She used she, her pronouns for me the entire semester until the very last day. And then I was they, them. And I was reflecting on that on the Ram Van ride back. I think the only reason for her to do that was she had somehow heard about my top surgery. But, you know, I was thinking back. I was like, do I really look that masculine? And it made me reflect on my first week here, my first time at Barnyard. Rush by Troye Sivan came on while I was there. This guy comes up behind me, very gay guy, starts grinding on me, which is like short. And, you know, I'm thinking, we're having fun. Like, he knows nothing's gonna happen because I'm a girl and he's a gay man. I think he thought I was a fellow gay man. He wanted that boy hole. And, you know, besides those 2 instances, the kids I babysit thought I was a guy. My grandmother thought I was her only grandson, who's a redhead. And she's the one who paid for the reduction, so that stings. But you know, I had her on my mind when I was getting ready to come here, so I put my full beat on and I wore this top. But just to really lock it in, could I get a favor from everyone? Can I get "you're a girl" on 3?
Yes.
Okay, are you guys sober enough to count to 3?
Yeah.
Okay, on 3. You're a girl. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.